He had it all: money, dreams, freedom. But in a single moment, one wrong decision destroyed everything. From living like a king to crying alone in a dark room. This is the story of Ryan, a man who lost everything in crypto trading, but refused to give up. And what happened next will change the way you look at failure forever. Ryan was an ordinary young man from New Jersey, bright, ambitious, and hungry for success. Like millions of others, he discovered the gold rush of crypto. People around him were turning $1,000 into 100,000. Social media was filled with overnight millionaires flashing cars, houses, and lifestyles Ryan had only dreamed of. And Ryan? He didn't want to be left behind. He started small, a few $100s. He studied late at night, reading charts, watching tutorials, following influencers who claimed they had the secret formula. At first, luck was on his side. His small investments doubled, then tripled. Each time he won, his confidence grew. Friends started noticing, and Ryan became the guy with crypto magic. But luck, as it always does, eventually runs out. One evening, Ryan looked at his portfolio and realized he had turned just $5,000 into nearly $80,000 in a matter of months. He couldn't believe it. His mind whispered, "If I can do this once, I can do it again. And bigger." So he went all in. He sold his car, he borrowed money. He even convinced his girlfriend that this was their ticket to freedom. All of it went into crypto, every dollar, every dream. Ryan believed he was on the fast lane to becoming a millionaire, but the market had other plans. It didn't happen slowly. It happened overnight. Bitcoin crashed, altcoins collapsed, charts bled red. Ryan sat frozen in front of his laptop, watching as his life savings disappeared in real time. $80,000 became $40,000, then $20,000, then $5,000, and finally, almost zero. The room was silent, except for the sound of his own heartbeat. He tried to trade back, to recover something, but every decision made things worse. Within weeks, Ryan wasn't just broke, he was in debt. His girlfriend left. His friends stopped answering calls. His parents, who had warned him, now looked at him with disappointment. Ryan went from being the crypto genius to the fool who lost it all. Nights were the hardest. He'd sit by his window, staring into the dark, wondering how it all went wrong. Depression swallowed him. He barely ate. He avoided people. He even thought about ending it all. But deep down, beneath all the pain, one small voice kept whispering, "This isn't the end, unless you choose it to be." One morning, Ryan looked at himself in the mirror. His eyes were sunken, his body weak. But what hurt most wasn't the money he lost. It was the man he had become. And in that moment, Ryan made a decision. He would never let one failure define the rest of his life. Ryan sold the little he had left. He got a job, not glamorous, just enough to pay off debt. But this time, he wasn't chasing fast money. He was chasing discipline. He started waking up at 5 a.m. every day, reading books on finance, psychology, and business, studying people who had failed and then risen. He worked as a delivery driver by day and studied skills at night. First digital marketing, then sales, then building online businesses. Ryan realized something powerful. Crypto wasn't the problem. His mindset was. He had chased shortcuts. But real success needed patience, strategy, and relentless hard work. Months turned into years. Slowly, things changed. Ryan started a small e-commerce business. At first, it barely made money, but instead of quitting, he refined, learned, and grew. He launched a digital marketing agency, helping other businesses grow online. Clients came, then more clients, and soon he was making enough to live comfortably. But Ryan didn't stop there. He invested his profits wisely, not in get-rich-quick schemes, but in assets, knowledge, and people. The same man who once cried in front of a crashing crypto chart was now giving seminars on how to build real wealth. His story spread. People began to respect him, not for being lucky, but for his resilience. Ryan didn't just bounce back. He built an empire. 5 years after losing it all, Ryan stood on the balcony of his penthouse overlooking New York City. The skyline sparkled, but what shined brighter was the man he had become. From debt to millions, from depression to inspiration. He had luxury cars, successful businesses, investments across industries. But most importantly, he had peace. Ryan learned that the greatest profit isn't money. It's the person you become through the struggle. And as he looked back, he realized losing everything in crypto was the best thing that ever happened to him, because it forced him to find his true power. So, if you're watching this right now, maybe you've lost something. Money, relationships, opportunities. Maybe you feel like Ryan did. Broken, hopeless, finished. But remember this: failure is not the end. It's the beginning of your greatest comeback. Ryan's story proves that when life takes everything away from you, it's only preparing you for something bigger. So don't give up, work harder, believe deeper. And one day, you too will look back and say, that failure was my turning point.